Hey, what's up? Bewley here again. And today I'm just doing the daily stock watch list review for August 4th. And here, let me post the list up in front of everyone. So if you didn't catch the live stream this morning, or the list, here's what was all put together. And we're just going to go through, just back through and review like what actually happened compared to our levels, how price reacted to our levels, what could we have done, what could we have done different. So let's go through that. So here on Beyond, you actually could have bought the dip. This is a pretty good reaction here. This is a normal reaction. A lot of the time, Beyond will go one way and then the other for the rest of the day, coming out of the pre-market gate. And right here on Beyond, it did hit a level here that we marked. This was actually our last target. We were shorting from here. I don't think anyone actually took the play. I think everybody was wanting to long it just because this range right here that we talked about so many times is very important. But price bounce there. That wick was giving good indication that buyers could reverse from here. But we did. You got to remember candle control. So sellers have complete control still. So you want to look for that rising volume as it breaks that that high there, which you got exactly that. You got rising volume here in the 5-minute as it broke here, and it continued. Then you had some reaction, and you just had a lot of consolidating really, and then you finally had another pop in volume. How could I have seen that? Well, you could draw volume as it's dropping. You could draw a line going down because you know that volume's squeezing, and you want to pay attention to what the candle's at. See, the candle's still above this level here that I marked. Okay, it's still above that, so buyers technically still have it in this wave. So now you're still looking for that buying volume to come in, and that's when you get in for your scalps. I saw a few guys in my chat get this bounce here. Good for you. I think it was Lands in chat, Lands 10, something like that. He got a really good buy the dip moment here at the end of the day, so that was really good play. Good for you, man. Let's go to BA. Just all the lines that I marked from earlier. So we didn't get that retest down yet. BA wanted to continue up today. So we're still going to be sitting in this huge falling wedge still. So we're still going to be sitting at the top of the falling wedge. So you might get a pop here very soon. You got to start confirming with this level now. I can actually extend this to the right now. In my opinion, we're going to keep going down and squeeze until either the Qs or an S&P pop or something, because the S&P is getting close as well. We can go over to that real quick. S&P is getting pretty close to catching up to this level. This level, the peak before the big fall, as you could say, and that's just S&P futures. So I've kind of been monitoring that. Also monitoring JETS, which is the ETF for a lot of these stocks. AAL, DEL, SAVE, UAL, just LUV. I mean, there's so many airline stocks, BA, of course. But you can come to this ETF and really check out the sentiment, and it's a good double confirmation. You know, if I go over to BA and it's rising and this is falling and all the other airline stocks are falling, well, there's either one or two things. BA had some catalytic news to keep carrying it up, or a good earnings or something, or it's diverging, so you get ready to short it soon. So it's always good to come back and just check this and, you know, just get a good feel around the other airline stocks. But that helps me a lot when I'm looking at airline stocks, especially BA, because it's one of my favorites. But it actually caught support here. Midday, let's zoom in. It actually caught support right here as it broke. So it actually tested our break above level, came down, and then formed a new intraday level. That's why I say marking your own intraday levels is very important, because they get utilized a lot. Hit the top of our wedge that we marked from the 4-hour and the 1-hour multiple times. I think we've had this pattern up here for a few days now. Tested it a second time, so it's definitely abiding by our falling wedge. So now we can definitely rely on this line. You can short from this line or wait to confirm with rising volume above this line, but I'm going to definitely be keeping a close eye on this one. We even made a higher low here. Kind of did a second different leg up here. We had a leveled out level here and then a little higher leg up, so see what goes on with that. Square. Seems like a lot of stocks just did a bunch of up, down, and chill in between type day so far. And I was looking at a bunch before this too. It's just a little wild seeing a lot of this. I think a lot of the stocks and the Qs are getting a little tired, kind of relying on just news at this point. All we can do is confirm, though. So here on Square, we said the all-time high is at 136.14. Oh, it did break a new one. Let's see. It's the new all-time high. Yep. So we marked our old all-time high was about right here. It was this level here. So that would have been a good break above, good breakout for new all-time high play. He had rising volume here. I personally didn't watch this today. I was looking at a bunch of cheap contract plays for that new channel. So that was really good. It never broke below too, so you never really had confirmation to break below yet. So an all-time high could be recreated. Then you had rising volume come through for this candle to this candle. So that was a good play. Sell the reaction. Rising volume again. And that was pretty much the last you could have gotten out of calls on that one. Just like on that beyond play, though, like I was saying earlier, you had rising volume towards power hour. You had the same bounce from that same pre-market low. So, again, relying on your pre-market level is very important. Caterpillar, we don't always put this one on the list, but I did see a nice little pattern on there from the last 2 days. Also, Chef mentioned this one as well. But there's a good squeeze here in the last 2 days after this drop. So it's almost like it was trying to do like a big bear continuation. Which it did drop technically, but not crazy. So, what was our levels on this? We said above 132.75, which that's way over here. So yeah, didn't even get high enough to touch that. 130.20 was our break below. Okay, so it's still between the levels that we had marked. So we can keep an eye on this one because it seems to still be in that range. So a good explosive move will happen sooner or later. Let's look at Microsoft, and then we have Apple after this. So here on Microsoft having a lower day, it looks like. Having a different day than Apple. Yeah, because you had that rise. Okay. So right here. We said looking to catch support after the bigger move up, but don't get bias above 215.75, which we didn't even get close to that, so good thing it didn't. Below 211.50, which it seemed to have catch support here. We didn't really have a big move in volume, confirming volume plays anything below this, so another good play to keep a close eye on for tomorrow. It did make a lower, you have your high here. It's always good to mark this, by the way, just so you get a feel for what the trend's in, and then you have a lower high. So maybe abiding by this new trend line. Actually, now that I see this, let's extend this to the left. Yeah, it marks right with that high. All I did was mark that and ended up hitting the candle of the high. If you don't count any of this information, this little bit of information, that line's being used right now. So look for the break of that for calls. Look, every time it touches it, you can start looking for puts. Short term. Definitely confirm though with volume. And the bigger trend's up on Microsoft anyway. Here on Apple, I did a lot of extra lines here. Oh, I was just marking this. I can re-show everyone. All I did was mark the last 2 days. This is yesterday's pre-market information to today. So got kind of a squeeze there after the big move up. So it's good to note that. Could be just a bullish continuation pattern. Definitely abided by our levels very well today, though. We said above 437. Went up. Let's see how we could have played that. So you had candle control, mainly buyers. So you know buyers are in excess of this, but we don't trade the first 10 minutes. You had buyers take control again, getting us here. Sell the reaction above a support, so that volume doesn't matter. It's just notable. Rising buyer volume, sell the reaction. That's normal. That's where you get your flags, your continuation patterns. Rising buyer volume. So you actually had a pretty good playable day today on Apple. I personally played NVIDIA. Only came out with about 10%, and then I just kind of closed a couple swings. One of my shorter AUI swings and my shorter ET swing. There's a few other swings I have open in chat as well as in my other account. So I think the tool to take away from this is to definitely confirm with volume, and you'll always see me say that. And even if you have to go through little nerd talk like you saw me do here on Apple, it's very useful. You don't care about this volume first 10 minutes, but you want to see who has control. It's notable. You go to the buyer volume, they have control. They're above this candle, so you know buyers are looking to keep taking control. You had a seller reaction. That's usual on a support. Rising buyer volume, dropping seller volume. That's where you get your continuation pattern. Then rising buyer volume to take it up for the high of the day. while also maintaining between the symmetrical triangle that may just be a continuation pattern. So you might see a buy the dip here soon on Apple. But I hope this video helped anyone. And if you can, leave a like and comment on the video, and I'll see you on the next one.